Is World of Tanks Blitz still fun? This is a question that I wanted to bring up because I've been doing a couple videos lately talking about the state of the game and what I would do to fix the game. But the most important question of them all is Blitz fun? Do I still have fun playing this game? Do I still enjoy it? Why do I still make content on this game? This is a question a lot of people always ask me. When I'm live streaming, there will be moments of a lot of frustration and anger, and people will be like, I don't understand how you can get so mad at a game. If you don't enjoy this game, why aren't you playing something else? And I have a couple responses to that comment in general and to the overall enjoyment of Blitz for me and probably how it stands for most of you as well. First of all, this is pretty common, but I feel like for me, the reason why I get angry when I do bad is just because of the fact I care a lot about this game. I have spent the last 8 years plus, actually not 10 years, my OG account on this game is 10 years old. So I've basically spent the last 10 years, 50% of my existence on this planet playing World of Tanks Blitz. Not only that, but I have invested literally tens of thousands of dollars into this game, and I have also made a lot of money playing this game through my YouTube channel. And because of that, this is more than just a game to me. When people say, oh, Blitz is just a game, or, blah, 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 it doesn't really make sense because I have invested a lot more than just a game. This, at a point for me, is more of a career when it comes to YouTube, and even if I didn't have YouTube, the amount of money I've put into it and the amount of time I've put into it, it's a hobby. And hobbies have emotions. Just like if you built a model rocket and you spent a couple of years building it and then you launched it and it blew up right on takeoff and you'd be pissed as hell. It's the same thing how Blitz teams are. You get a brand new tank, you're like, wow, I want to try it out, and then your team sucks and blows up. It's the exact same thing. So that is the major reason why I get disappointed in Blitz teams, is because I want to have fun, and when I don't do well, it just gets me angry because in my mind, envision this perfect world where you have balanced teams and tanks are balanced, but it never happens, and then you just get steamroll after steamroll after steamroll. But just because there is negativity in the game does not mean that I cannot have fun. In fact, I have been having quite a bit of fun this month. The best way to have fun in Blitz is to not care as much. Now, caring is always important. Like, as we can see on my press account here, I have 74% win rate. And that's pretty dang good. I should also mention that press accounts do not get noob matchmaking. People always try to say that as a response, but in general, I can do pretty well, and I've been trying to lean a little bit away from tryharding unless I'm, in a tryhard situation, and more into trying to just chill. And I've actually found that relaxing and having a bit more of a calm experience has given me more damage and has also allowed me to enjoy the game a little bit more. What I've just realized is when you lose, there's nothing you can do about it. Your team sucks. Oh no, move on. Next game, again and again and again. It's very rare for me to have an outburst at people anymore or to, say you suck. I probably do it once a month or so. I'll see somebody that's absolutely tragic and I'll probably be like, "Bruh, you're pretty bad." But for the most part, it's pretty rare for me to get mad at players. Even on live streams, I don't usually get mad at players. I usually get mad at my RNG. But we're here to talk about, do I have fun in Blitz? And the answer is yeah, I do still have fun in World of Tanks Blitz. Do I think the game right now is in a bad spot? I do. And I think that the future of Blitz is still pretty bright, especially with Unreal Engine coming out very soon. And I'm hoping that Wargaming does listen to some of the advice that I have, that other people have for the game, and they put some of it in. Because it's not that Blitz isn't fun, it's that the way they've balanced Blitz can sometimes take away from the fun that can be had. When you allow autoloaders and these stupid high DPM vehicles to completely dominate the matchmaker, it's very hard sometimes to enjoy other tanks. Today I was playing in my Balshot 25 ton, I got put on Nube, and then I see the enemy team has two 70%ers in platoon using a WZ-113 GFT and a Sheridan. So I'm already like, okay, I can't go up the bridge. And that was the case because they instantly won the bridge. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try and hold town. I ended up dealing 2,900 damage, but it doesn't even mean anything. I mean, when you're up against a platoon like that, it's just over before it even began. And that's kind of how Blitz feels for a lot of games, right? A lot of these games feel like they're over before they began. I wish that Wargaming would put a little bit more time into balancing each tank individually, making the game a bit more fair. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to showcase two different games where I actually had quite a bit of fun. This first game was just played on live stream. I had a double E100 donation. My friend and I said, you know what, let's do the 12.8. I love the 12.8. It's actually my weapon of choice now on the E100. If you're going to run a 15 centimeter, just try the VK72. At least that's my point of view on it. Yes, the 660 Alpha is very nice. Don't get me wrong. It chunks like a beast. But I don't know. I just feel like the 2,800 DPM that this gun features, with much better accuracy and overall capabilities, is quite a bit more fun. And, well, you're going to see just what it can do. So my teammate here, he's going to move up and roll off to the side of this 113. And I have decided, well, I have 2,400 health. Even if the Yag shoots me, I'll still have 1,600 left. Well, the Yag actually fires an HE, so he only takes 400 off. And I get a nice shell into the 113. Now, it's a massive low roll, only 390 instead of 460. But look at how quick this thing reloads. It's insane. That's a better shot. 491. I angle my vehicle up just like that, and we get a bounce. 113, that one gets rolled. 503 for my teammate. I loaded an HE, then finish him off. And this is where I have fun. This is where I'm like, wow, we are absolutely dominating right now. We're doing what we want. This is the kind of Blitz gameplay I like, when you're able to have fun and you're able to use your skills and still get some wins out. So we have the Yag Panzer E100, and he shoots an HE at my teammate, so I aim on the Yag's lower plate, and yeah, thank you, RNG. Yeah, that's what I mean when I get mad at RNG. Like, it's hard not to get mad at the game when that's what your shell does. But thankfully, with the only 10-second reload this vehicle features, the Yag shows me his lower plate, and we get a nice 464. Now my teammate's going to roll off to the side of the Yag, and he's going to start bleeding him out as well. And then I tell my teammate, okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to go fight the E4. That way you don't have to worry about the E4 trying to shoot you, and you can deal with the Yag. So when you pair all that together, it's just a pretty solid result. Here we go. So the E4 is 2,000 health. I have 1,676. And what's crazy when you actually think about it is that I have more effective damage per minute than the C4, because he has to fire gold to pen me, and my first shot was AP. So already his DPM goes down by about 25%. Mine stays the same. Now I did have to load gold for the second shot, but I mean, that level of alpha drop-off that E4 has is huge. So we're going to load in one more shell on the E4. We're going to get it right into his lower plate, 575. The 183 finishes him off. This was a fun game. This was a battle I actually had a couple laughs. I was enjoying. I just absolutely dominated the enemy team with my teammate E100. We had a push and everything worked well. And this is what peak Blitz to me is. It's when you can drive a tank, which is not overpowered, which is just fun, and if you use it properly, have a fun result. And that's exactly what we looked at here. A pretty fun result with a pretty fun vehicle. And that's not the only time when I have fun. Another great example is in the Kampfpanzer 50 ton. Again, from live stream. I did 4 hours of streaming today, so I have some replays. And this game, I was told that if I had an ace, I would get like a $20 donation. So I was like, all right, I'll try. And this game was actually a really fun battle. It challenged me, because obviously I was actually like trying in this game to win. I was trying to get an ace. So I actually read the lineup and I decided where I wanted to go and everything like that. And this was a fun game. And if more games felt like this one, I would not complain at all. This game was challenging. It required me to use my brain. If I didn't, I probably would have lost this game. And it rewarded me because of that. I got a lot of damage out, I won the game, and everything that I needed to have happen exactly happened. So right at the beginning of the game, I pushed up over on the medium flank. I've spotted the enemy team. I get a nice shell into the Progetto. Also, let me do a quick little flick on the replay here, because it looked like it was a little bugged. But I'm up to 313 damage, which is decent. We have the T95E6, which I know I can't really do anything to. Ooh, a little tired, mainly because I just streamed for 4 hours and it's 1 in the morning. So, what do we have going on? Well, we can see the Progetto is crossing over here, and I'm going to aim it right on the Progetto. There you go. Beautiful shell, directly into his track wheel. Then we're going to put on our tungsten HEM in the rear. Boom. 473. Tungsten is really nasty when you can get a high explosive shell out. And obviously, I mean, HE tungsten is insane. And then I get a max roll into the E6. So just like that, I'm up to 1500 damage. We can see how I'm trying my best here to do everything I can. I aim it on the E6 hatch, and that surprisingly goes right through and pens the E6. We're now up to 1800 damage. Our team is not doing great, though. Our Yag just gets cleared. The Leopard is not the healthiest, only at 325 health. And now with the Yag Panzer and T-22 rolling over here, it's not great. I low roll the T-22, T-22 low rolls me. We have the Yag, and I'm just trying to help out my Leopard as much as I possibly can, so I'm making this Yag stare at me. And if I can do that, then it gives my Leopard a little bit more leverage, a little bit survivability. So you can see that Yag, he's still kind of looking all over the place. Yag looks away for a second, though, so I poke. I get an easy shell into the Yag, and I back up. And then the Yag gets absolutely bonked. He shoots, so we're able to get another shell into his vehicle. We reload again, up to 2,700 damage now. We got the T-22, which I was kind of hoping I could shoot, but that's all right. We'll just poke the Yag and get another easy shell out. Now we're up to 3,000 damage. Again, you can see how I'm methodically taking apart this enemy team. We have the M6 show, which I get a nice shell into. He snaps the shell, which he shouldn't have. And let's see. Well, we got the Yo still over here. I'm aiming on his tank. There you go. Another nice bonk for 354. And we're up to 3,800 damage now. Not much I can really do to that T-22. He's in a pretty good spot. T-22 medium is nearly an impossible tank to pen when it's hiding its turret. And as we can see right now, it's a 5 versus 4. Was really hoping that that shell would pen the T-22, but it just disappears into the Leopard carcass. Unfortunately, it looks like that turret is eating the shells, which means that I really can't do anything. But we got the Yo. However, while I do have the Yo, I also know that I have an FE2 and 5B183 behind me. And this is what happens when you pay attention to where your teammates are and what's going on. That 183 staying alive is actually the only reason that we're going to win this game, potentially, because it stops that Yo from being able to YOLO me. If that Yo does YOLO me, then a 183 is possibly going to take off 1,200 health and ruin him from the game. So, our VK72 gets the clear all the way on the other side of the map, making this an even 4 versus 4. However, the E6 is a one-shot, T-22 is now a one-shot, so it's actually more like a 2 versus 4, you know? We get a nice shell into the M6 Yo once. Our tungsten gets a pretty good bonk, obviously. We're going to aim it on that Yo again. Not able to get that shell out. We have the E6 on the flank. I was really hoping I could get a shell into that E6. Unfortunately, not only does he pen me, but my hatching shell misses by an inch, not getting the clear. I need to get that E6 out of the game. That E6 is the big threat. I still have plenty of health. I have 1,200 HP. I've been playing smart. I've been conserving my health. I've been doing everything I need to in this vehicle. And I knew at this point that the T-22 crossed and left. And because of that, especially with everything going on, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to poke the Yo. And even if he shoots me for all of my health, I'm going to get him out of the game. And that's exactly what I plan to do here. However, my shell low rolls massively, 291. It's always the clearing shot that low rolls for me. Never, ever, ever is it ever the shot that I need. So the E6 tries to shoot me, over pokes, we slam the shell right into the side of his vehicle, dealing now 5,230 damage. Now we have the Yo, manages to bounce me on the first shot, so I'm not worried at all. I get the second shot into the Yo, and all that's left is the T-22 medium off to the other side of the map. This was a fun game. You can see it was not an easy game. I had to constantly surveillance and pay attention to what's going on in this game, see where my teammates were, my 183, what was going on around the battle, and I had to get some really good snapshots and all this stuff going on. I had a lot of fun. I didn't even ace the tank, which is the saddest part. I really thought with 5,300 and 2 kills, I would have aced it, but nope. 1,500 base XP was not indeed an ace. But in general, this was a really fun battle, and it really shows where even in, you know, times of uncertainty when it comes to the matchmaker and the overall balance of the game, you can still have a lot of fun. I do still enjoy Blitz. You know, as much as I can be a cynic, at the end of the day, I enjoy this game. I think that it is still in a pretty decent state, to be honest. I think that the fact that right now, any brand new Tier 10U research has a fully trained crew immediately is incredibly good, and it is fantastic. I think the game modes are super fun. They allow you to grind without having to suffer in pubs. There's a lot of things that Blitz has going for it, but there's also a lot of things that Wargaming needs to work on. And the matchmaker needs to be worked on. The balancing itself of Tier 10, Tier 9, Tier 8, Tier 7 needs to be worked on. I don't think the game is in a terrible state, but I do think that the game is in a bad state. And I think that if Wargaming put a little bit of love in, it would be a lot better. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. If you'd like to see more content like this, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!